Right, guys, welcome to tonight's live stream here between the South African A side and Bristol from England. We are about 15 minutes away from kickoff. Do apologize for being a little bit late, but just had to finish a couple of things before we start. Let me know in the comment section what you guys think is going to happen in today's game. Twisty Bear asks, does this game start at 10 past 9? So it will be starting at 9:30, like Ethan said there, the build-up, team news, and so on. We will go through real quickly before this game starts. So let's start quickly with the SAA side, just to have a look at how the team will look like. And let's go through this quick team lineup and see where they are at the moment. If I can just get it up real quickly, let's see if I can find it real quickly, just having to go through a couple of things before we actually start here. So let's just get that up and running. It's been a busy day here, so I do apologize if I'm a little bit disorganized at the moment, guys, but we will have the Springbok team lineup up in just a second, and we will go through that in just a short while. So let's do that real quickly, and let's see if we can get the team up. So there we go. So just to increase this thing real quickly for you guys, so and then also make it a little bit bigger. So this is the SAA side that will be taking on Bristol today. Starting with the front row, we've got Ntuka Nchunu, Andre Huguvente, and Thomas de Toey in the front row. And in the lock combination, we do have Jason Jenkins and Ruan Orkia. And in the loose trio of Marco van Staden, Elrich Lowe, and Jean-Luc Depree. Then the halfback combination of Grant Williams and Sasha Gomez-Zulu, with the center combination of Cornel Hendricks and Henko van Wyk. And then the back three, Leland Zas, Zuleiman Hartzenberg, and Gianni Lombard. With the bench quickly, JJ Kotze, Simpiwe Matanzima, Mornay Smith, Dan de Pree, Sikambuza Noche, Pepsi Buthelezi, Sanela Nohamba, and then Johan Goosen to complete this team lineup for them. So we've got an incredible day ahead of us, and I can't wait to actually see who's going to win this one. I did say that the SA team were going to do really well last week, and they got a hammering from Munster. So we'll just be a little bit more unbiased this time round. Anthony Williams says, good evening, President Guru. How's it going, Anthony? Hope you're good. Philip Laram says, good evening, Guru. And then Anthony also says, let's go. Johnny Douglas says, kom ons hoop die bokkies wen vanaand, ai. And then Wagner says, good evening. And then also Anthony says, good evening, Guru. Where's the orange juice? No, it's a midweek game, and we'll just keep it with a normal cool drink today, Anthony. So no orange juice today. And then Sanko says, let's go bokkies. So we've got a really good side coming up here for the SAA side. And it was a little bit disappointing last week when they didn't perform the way that they were supposed to do. And it really frustrated us in the way that they were playing, to be quite honest, at the end of the day. And if you look at the team that has been selected, you got to have to think that a guy like Ntuku Mchunu will get an opportunity maybe in, next week. Who knows? Maybe he will get a chance against England. Andre Huguvente gets an opportunity to prove himself today. And then Thomas de Toey would want to knock that door down, like always. And then Jason Jenkins and Ruan Orkia has been a formidable outfit. And Grant Williams will be looking to get-go to do really well, because he did really well when he came off the bench. And then Gomez Zulu also have the opportunity today to take part in this SAA side. I honestly hope that the backline do get a little bit more ball. Last week we saw a lot of kicking in the first half, and in a forward-based game plan in that second half, that was just not good enough. So we'll see how it goes. I really want to see how Henko van Wyk and Cornel Hendricks along with Gomez Zulu fares. So hopefully the forwards will give them some go-forward ball, and they can do really well today. Then looking at some other comments coming in, hoping for a big game from Grant Williams, says Werner. Pietman says, hallo Guru, gaaf om jou weer te sien. Dankie man. En dan Antoinette Gerber says, hallo Guru, hope you're well. I'm good, thank you, Antoinette. Really good to be back here in the midweek game to have a go with this commentary. Then Mamania say Nancy, and then Peter Mason says, I've just heard Russia has been banned again for 2 weeks. So I'm not sure about that one, to be quite honest with you, but I can quickly go and have a look if I can find anything on that. I doubt that we will, but let's just go and find out if I can find anything on that. In the meantime, let's quickly go through the team lineup here for Bristol today. And it's going to be an interesting team from them as they are missing quite a few players. So, again, like with the Munster game, it is what it is, and we need to be very careful. Mamania says for 2 games. So, let's see if I can find that out. I know that Peter Steph de Toey has been banned. So, oh, there we go. So, World Rugby has banned Springbok director of Rassie Erasmus for 2 matches for a series of controversial tweets over the past fortnight. So social media naturally went in overdrive following the announcement. So, yeah, and let's be honest, he knows exactly what he's allowed to do and what he's not allowed to do. So at the end of the day, he needs to take responsibility. I know that he wants the referees to be as professional as possible and as accurate as possible, but I mean, coming off a ban like that, you are supposed to know what you're allowed to do and not to do. Richard says he was definitely banned, and then Guru, yes, Rassie is gone again. And then Jacques Groenewald says, go Bokke, die een moet julle wen. My naam is Jacques, ek is van Springs af. So welcome, Jacques, to the stream as well. So let's quickly go and have a look at the Bristol side. So, like I said, a lot of players missing from action for them. In the back line, we've got Luke Morahan, decent player, Diago Bailey, Piers O'Connor, Sam Bedlow, Gabriel Ibatoya, Callum Sheedy, and Will Porter. Still a very formidable backline here from Bristol, and they're doing really well in the English Premiership. And a guy like Callum Sheedy and Piers O'Connor, along with Luke Morahan, quality players in that backline. And then looking at the forwards from them, Jan Thomas, Brian Byrne, Max Lahif, Joe Joyce, Joe Batley, Magnus Bradbury, Jack Heenan, and Fitz Harding. So not a lot of players that I know personally, because I don't follow the English Premiership really that much, or the Gallagher Premiership as much as I would like to, because there's just so much rugby going on. And being a South African YouTuber, we've got the URC, we've got a Currie Cup, we had international games going, so a lot was going on. So not really too much time to follow that with a day job. So, yeah, we'll see how they go. Harry Tucker, Jake Woolmore, Jonathan Benz, Solomon, John Hawkins, Sam Lewis, Andy Uren, Joe Jenkins, and Rick Lane on the bench. It almost sounds like the bench are stronger than the starting lineup with Harry Tucker, Jake Woolmore, Sam Lewis, Andy Uren, and Joe Jenkins there on the bench for them. And again, I don't have a lot of knowledge about them, but we'll find out today how good these guys are, and it will be interesting to see. Twisty B asked, what time does the game start? So the match starts at 9:30, and then same with Bradley Dirkse, hoe laat begin die game? So in about 7 minutes from now, we will get this game underway, and really looking forward to this game. Want to see where we at the moment, and hopefully we can build from this performance from last week. Like I said, I think the forwards were really, really good. I had no complaints whatsoever about the forwards last week, and I thought they did phenomenally well. But then again, you have to have a full thing going for them. Twisty, on which channel? So all paid channels, unfortunately, Twisty Bear. Supersport will be doing it as well. And then Philip Laram says, don't know this team at all. Are they any good in the league they play in? So let's go and have a look at the Gallagher Premiership Rugby Lock 2022. let's go and find out where they are at the lock. But just remember that this team does not have their full side here at the moment as well. Let's see, Gallagher Premiership table and standings. So the referee Ganeshi today, not sure where he's from, sounds like an Italian. So at the moment, we are finding Bristol Bears in 10th place with 7 matches played, 2-1 and 5 losses. So it seems like they're very similar to that of what Munster was about in the URC. Not the most brilliant season for them and missing a lot of players. And yeah, I think this is going to be another trap for this young SAA side. And hopefully they can step up to the plate and deliver today. Pietman says, ek dink ons gaan vanaand die bokskakelpaar vir die Wêreldbeker sien, Williams en Gomez Zulu. Yeah, Pietman, I think it's a tough call. I think 100 Pollard and Faf de Klerk or Jaden Hendrickson will start at the World Cup. Maybe the next World Cup. That will be Williams and Gomez Zulu. Joy Sile says, Sake Sabona Imizamo comes Wandile Kule game. I have no idea. I don't understand the language, unfortunately. If anybody want to just let us know what that means, then we can go from there. And then Twisty Bear says we must win. So one more time, we're going to go and have a look at the Springboks side for today. And let's see if we can bring that up one more time for you guys before the game actually starts. As the South African A team now onto the field. Again, Ntuka Mchunu, Andre Igufente, and Thomas Detoy in the front row with Jason Jenkins and Ruan Orkie in the lock combination. Marco van Staden and Elrich Lou and Jean-Luc de Pree, the loose trio for today's game. Then the halfback combination of Grant Williams and Sacha Ngome Zulu. Then the center combination of Cornel Hendricks and Henko van Wyk, along with the back three, Leland Zas, Zuleiman Hartzenberg, and Giovanni Lombard. Then on the bench, JJ Kotze, Simpiwe Matanzima, Mornay Smith, Dan de Pree, Sikambuza Noche, Pepsi Buteleze, Sanala Nohamba, and Johan Goosen to complete the South African A side. So David Barry asks, does this game form part of the Russie ban? I would almost think that because it's not a fully international game, I would say almost no, but I'm not sure. And we could maybe find out a little bit later on if this one did count. David Perry says if Bristol Bears beat the Boks, it would be 4 losses in a row. That's not a good window so far. And look, I always said at the start of the season or the end of year season, I said realistically, I'm expecting the Boks to win 1 out of 4 games. And so far, they've won 0 out of 2. Saturday is a chance to make it at 1 out of 3. And then don't know what's going to happen against England. We're going to be short a couple of really good players. So we could end up with 1 out of 4 at the end of the season. And that would be okay for me as well. I think it's just the opportunity that we didn't use to blood youngsters like Henko van Wyk, maybe, and also the likes of Jeff van der Roos and Roan Orkie. But, I mean, Russie and Nienaber have a plan. And the way the Boks played last week against France tells me that they've got more than just a kicking game going for them. Peter Mason says there are some exciting players in this Bok A backline. And then Brandon Jobert says, most don't understand the purpose of the A team. How many A teams have ever won these kind of fixtures? Not a lot, you know. In fact, a lot of them have lost it. And then Lawrence Reder says, I'm glad Henko is there. And so you can't watch it on DSTV. Ask Twisty Bear. Yes, you can at channel 211, Twisty, if you've got a subscription for that. But if you don't, then you probably won't be able to watch it anyway. So, yeah, we're about to get this game underway. I see they do have the national anthems going this time round. Last week, they didn't have it going. So, yeah, this time round, they have been doing the national anthems. So, yeah. Then Twisty says, Anthony says, hi, Mr. Zoizile. I believe his efforts will pay off tonight, my sir. So I'm not quite sure what that was all about. If you can maybe inform me, Anthony, then I can also be part of that. And then David says, it's not the Boks playing Bristol, it's a South African select 15. That's why it's Springboks A, Mike. So, yeah, Jonathan Duploy says, Rassie Band again. Thoughts? Johan, like I said, I think personally, World Rugby, or at least the UK public and journalists are fed up with all the excuses that we are doing about the referees, and one part rightfully so. I mean, we can't keep complaining about the same thing over and over and over again. But then again, if we don't, then who will address the issues? Even from his last ban, nothing happened. So I don't think anything's going to happen from this one as well regarding the poor refereeing we've seen. But Rassie will need to learn to keep quiet and stay off social media. If anything, it will help the Springboks in the long run. At the moment, it is hurting us a little bit. So no, I'm not with that. I don't say it's right that he got banned. I just felt that he just needed to stay quiet. Rian Tron says, ek is hier by jou. Here we go with the kickoff, guys. So underway we are here in this game. It's the Springboks A kicking off, and Suleiman making the tackle almost immediately on the Bristol player inside his 22 here. And now waiting for it at the back here is the number 9, Porter. As Porter looking to go with the box kick over the top. And he is going to find touch roundabout on the 10-meter line of the Bristol Bears. Rugby for Life ask, how can we watch this? Unfortunately, if you don't have a paid subscription, you won't be able to watch it. Rugby for Life. And then Lawrence says, it's World Rugby trying to control the outcome. Yeah, look, it's true. So it unfortunately is what it is. The Sandre Higofente throws it in. Ruan Orkia collects it, and now we're going to see a driving maul from the Springboks A. But it's not going anywhere at the moment, and a little bit under pressure is the SAA side at the moment as Grant Williams now looks to take it off the back. Now they get it out. Cornel Hendricks sets it up on the 10-meter line. Grant Williams again now. Thomas de Toy sets it up just up over the 10-meter line towards the middle of the field now. The Tukam and Chunu. Chunu now. He's going to have a little burst through between the 10 and the 22-meter line right in the middle of the field. Williams now gets it out. Gomez Zulu tries to get through a half cap, brought down still about between the 10 and the 22. Norkia back on the inside to Thomas de Toy again now, just 5 meters out from the 22-meter line. Gomez Zulu around the back. Oh, the ball spills out the back door. Cornel Hendricks have to collect, but the referee is going to blow on a whistle here, and I think it's an offside by Bristol. So a penalty just outside the 22. And something that I don't like what I've just seen is a little bit of arguing between the SAA players at the moment. A lot of shouting and screaming to each other that normally you don't want to see in a team effort. Maybe they just giving each other a pat on the back, but it didn't look like it at that very moment. So hopefully there's not a bit of trouble there going or brewing. So the SAA side have decided to have a shot at goal here, and it's Gomez Zulu who's going to go for the kick at goal just outside the 22 towards the middle of the field. Peter Mason says, I think these SAA teams are a wonderful window to blood new players. Absolutely it is. And a guy like Gomez Zulu, Henko van Wyk, Suleiman, Hartzenberg, Tetuka and Chunu, Andre Hugo Vente, all of them, Ruan Orkia, even future Springboks definitely, and Chunu already won. So yeah, that is a kick gone over from Gomez Zulu. So the South African A side now leading by 3-0 after 3 minutes of play. Good start here from that. Brandon Hubert says, Rassie Ban, what did he expect? So yeah, I mean, he could have thought it would happen. So at the end of the day, he needs to learn. And then the restart now taken by Bristol Bears. So sloppy from the SAA side, but just as sloppy from Bristol. And they've knocked it on here between the 10 and the halfway line. And in fact, it's going to be a penalty against Bristol for playing the ball in an offside position. Pietman says, ek stem rugby for life, Guru beter as DSTV. Good vibes, thanks Pietman. And then Anthony Williams says, thanks SAAs. Right, so now Ngome Zulu is going to kick this downfield, and let's see where this one is going to go. Oh, it's a massive kick, 5 meters out, or 10 meters out from the Bristol try line now, after just 4 minutes of play in this one. It's a chance now for Andre Higuventa to find his jumpers and set up a good attacking lineup. Right, so Andre Higuventa now to throw this one in for them. Anthony says, agree, Pietman. Thanks, Anthony. The throw in from Higuventa finds the jumper now, and it's well taken by the SAA side now, driving it up through the line now. Let's see what they can do with this one. Just about 10 meters out from the try line. Grant Williams now. Cornell Hendricks sets it up. Good little drive from him. Now Grant Williams, well, it slips out of the back now. Norkia having to collect that, but he's knocked it on. And it will be a scrum down to Bristol. Just a little bit sloppy there from the SAA side on that occasion. 5 minutes gone, 3 points to 0. Scrum down here, just about 15 meters out from the Bristol try line. So, bit disappointing there in the end, as we now wait to see what is going to happen. Candice, I think this is the first scrum of the game as well, so 6 minutes in. What are the conditions like, Guru? Greasy, wet? It looks pretty solid, you know. It doesn't look bad at all. It actually looks pretty good there. I don't know if there's any damp or wetness on the pitch, but apart from that, it looks like a perfect evening at Bristol. So Porter now waiting to get this one out. Let's see what they can do with this one. Is Bristol Bears now. They're going to work the blind side here, and can't really see what's happening as there's a breakup in coverage there. But Gianni Lombard has now taken it in for the SAA side, but under immense pressure here at the breakdown. South Africa A now. Grant Williams looking to get this one out. Gets it out to Jason Jenkins. And up to the halfway line he goes. Penalty to Bristol though, as players coming in from the side. Wow. It's a stop-start affair here at the moment. 6.5 minutes gone. And South Africa A leading by 3 points to 0. Ethan says, all right, fair one. No excuses for too many handling errors then. Well, you never know. You know, like last time, there was just as many handling errors, and it was pretty wet there. The rain only came down in the second half, so it might be wet, but not as far as I can see at the moment. Line up now just inside the 22 of the SAA side, and it's going to be a throw-in now coming here from the hooker Burn now to throw this one in for them. Finds his jumper very well now. Here comes the driving maul from Bristol, but it's not thrown in straight. And oh dear, we're going to have another scrum down here. No, Rian, not today. It's a weekday. So if it was tomorrow, maybe, definitely. But tonight we're just relaxing. It is 9:38 here in South Africa, so we're taking it easy tonight. 8 minutes gone in this one now, and it's going to be a scrum down to the SAA side. Inside the 22, 5 meters inside, about 20 meters from the right-hand touchline here for the SAA side. Philip Laram says, I'm really impressed by the forwards of the SAA side. Even last week they impressed. Absolutely. They were really, really good last week, doing all the hard work. The put in here from Grant Williams. Off the back it comes now. Tungome Zulu puts it on the boot. It's not going to find touch here. And now it's a chance now for Morahan. Morahan runs it up to the halfway line. Just up over. Now held up in the tackle here. If this ball is not going to come out, It will be scrum down to South Africa on the 10-meter line, which in this case is. So scrum down to the SAA side, roundabout on the 10-meter line inside their own half. So 9 minutes played in this one, and 3-0 the SAA side lead through a penalty from Sasha Ngomezulu. Right, so the feed coming then from Grant Williams then on the 10-meter line inside South Africa's side, about 15 meters out from the right-hand touchline. Can they get go forward ball here as the SAA side? Would love to see how this backline performs today. I think Rusty gave it away in the week that this side is going to run it today. So hopefully the same tactics as the Springboks did against France last week. Grant Williams now out. It comes to Sasha or to Suleiman, but just a little knock on from him. The pass wasn't great, and it will now be a scrum down to Bristol again. Byron Knight asks, "Hi Guru, what is a double move, please?" So a double movement, Byron, is very similar to what we saw over the weekend with the lock, the replacement lock from France when he was on the try line and he moved to score that try. That was a double movement. So the moment you are held, tackled, and down, and you stand up or move again to place the ball, that's a double movement. So we saw it in the Ireland Fiji game as well, where Jimmy O'Brien had a double movement, and the referee said he was not held in the tackle. So yeah, that I hope I explained that to you the right way. So now Porter waiting at the back here, the scrum off of Bristol. It's a solid scrum. And now off the back, great pressure put on there by Grant Williams on the number 8 there. Harding couldn't control it, but now they've managed to move it up to the 10-meter line. Moving with the forwards now is Bristol Bears. Right in the middle of the field on the 10-meter line. Porter again. Now on a loop around, another big tackle from Grant Williams. Doing some great tackling here, pushing Bristol back to round about the halfway line now. They start to move it wide. It comes out to the left winger, Ibatoya. He's helped beautifully in the tackle there. As the ball spills out the back, Porter now again tries to take it up for Bristol Bears. Some really good defense from this SAA side at the moment as the kick from Sheedy goes high up into the air. The chase now coming, and it's well taken by Bristol. And here's a chance now for him just outside the 22 of the SAA side. It's Porter again now waiting for it. Works it through the forwards. It's taken up there by Bately. Now on a loop around, Sheedy gets it out the back. And now just the overpass to Ibatoya again on the 10-meter line of the SAA side. This time it's going to be a penalty to the SAA side. Players coming in from the side. And discipline letting Bristol down there after about 12 minutes of play. Ethan says, how many knock-ons already? Where's the skills at? Yeah, we've seen quite a few of them. Peter Mason asked, Guru, how are they scrumming? So solid scrum so far. I haven't seen one team dominate the scrums at the moment, but really solid scrummaging so far. Pietman says, "Hy's Guru, hoe smaak hy skoonkook? Ek sien jy trek jou gesig." Yeah, no, it's not the same, Pietman. And then Walker says, "Guru, I'm honestly having a funny feeling about the Italy game, even though I know we're strong, but I'm having this funny feeling it will surely be entertaining." Hey, man, you can't talk like that, man. The last thing we want now is to have another loss against Italy, but that Italian side is good, you know. We need to be very careful, and I think the team selected me has shown that Jacques Nienaber and co will be very careful with that one. Rian Tron asked, when is happy hour? Any hour. And then Timmy T2 says, we will definitely be beating Italy on the weekend. Let's hope so, man. Like I said, the last thing we want to know or see happening is Italy beating us again. And I think that will take us right back to where we was in 2016. So Andre Hugo now with a throw into this line out from around between the 10 and the halfway line inside Bristol's half. Jason Jenkins taking it up now. Off the back they come. Here's a good little run now from the SA side. Grant Williams again. Back to Gomez Zulu goes high up into the air. The chase now coming from Leland Zas. And it's well taken at the back by Morahan for Bristol. Inside the 22, Henko van Wyk makes the tackle. Slow ball going to come back for Porter now. We've had about 13 minutes in this game. The box kick over the top from Porter, and it's going to find touch roundabout on the halfway line. On the 10-meter line of Bristol Bears. Jacques Groenewald says, ek dink ook Coke en luister na die rugby. And then Ethan says, I reckon we will bully them up front and we'll do the business, hopefully polish it off with Libbok and Roos in the last 30. And then Ethan says, play 70 of what we did against France. We will win comfortably against Italy. Absolutely. I do believe that too, Ethan. So the line out now from Andre Higufenta on the 10-meter line has been overthrown, and it's well collected by Bristol now up over the halfway line in the middle of the field. Sheedy gets it out now. Moran gets the pass out here to O'Connor. Another breakup in play. There's a bit of things not working out here at the moment from their side. But we've still got Sheedy now with the kick downfield. And that bounce of the ball is going to find Gianni Lombard now. Gets it back to Hartzenberg now between the 10 and the 22 inside SAA territory. And it looks like Bristol Bears has counteracted this and has turned this ball over now. This could be trouble for SAA now as Porter waiting for that ball to come out. They get it out now as Bristol takes it up through the forwards through Harding. Now a little dart here from Porter, gets the pass back on the inside to Bately. He's about 15 meters out from the try line now. Porter again, flat pass or thumping tackle there from Jason Jenkins on Harding. As Porter again comes, the ball spills out loose. It's going to be picked up by the SAA side, but it's going to be a penalty against SAA for a high tackle or for offside, I think. But I think we might be going upstairs to have a look at something here. It's the referee. Yeah, he's going to stop the clock right there. And it might be a tackle from one of the SAA players. I think it was Jason Jenkins that had a no-arm tackle there. So we might just see some trouble here. Yeah, it's Jason Jenkins. I think that shoulder has hit the head of Harding, and that could be a yellow or a red card coming here for South Africa A. So we'll have to wait and see here. But I haven't seen a clear angle of the tackle just yet. This the camera work not very good there at the moment. Can't make out there as well as there. So I think they're looking at the wrong replay there. They should be looking at the tackle from Jason Jenkins on Harding, and they're not doing that at the moment. Walker DLLD says another finger. Personally, these losses, Ireland and France, are not even that bad. And even though we don't want to lose, it doesn't bother that much. That just the ranking, we're heading the right way to the World Cup. And that's what I said. I always said I expect the Boks to win 1 out of 4. If we lose to Ireland, France, and England, it won't be the end of the world. I did say, though, that the England game could potentially be one of the games that we could look to get a double for the end-of-year tour, because I think England are very similar as to where South Africa are at the moment. We didn't have the best of seasons, very up and down seesaw, win one, lose one, win one, lose one situation, and very similar to that for England as well. So I think we're very even with them, but we'll see after the weekend. I mean, the All Blacks are up against England, and I also did say that the All Blacks are going to win all of their games at the beginning of the end-of-year tour. And then Sunday, I don't know what came over me, but I was really against the All Blacks just for the fact that the Boks so narrowly lost to France, and with the way the game was officiated, I probably took out my frustrations on the All Blacks on Sunday. But I think they're going to get past England quite easily. And I think we're going to have a tough time because I think they're going to try and get back on track after that loss to the All Blacks. Richard says, let's bring the Bulls cheerleaders on the field. The Italians will be distracted as they can't help themselves. En then Arno sê, verstaan nie die game nie, stamkar rugby werk nie elke wedstryd nie. And we did see that, Arno. Look how good they were last week as the Boks outplayed, outrun, and really impressed against France. And then even against Ireland, when we did play the kicking game, I felt we were the better side. And again, small things didn't go away. It looks like they can't seem to find the camera angle on that tackle from Jason Jenkins. So not sure what they're going to do about this now. But from where we are, we can't see the tackle at the moment. So Jason Jenkins might get away with it. They might want to go and have a look at another angle from it. They're looking at a shoulder charge, I think, from Jean-Luc, and I think that's the wrong one to look at. I don't know. Peter Mason says we will get past Italy, and hopefully we will. So we've had 15 minutes in this game. We still can't see any clear evidence of or any clear footage of that tackle from Jason Jenkins. And I think he could, yeah, we're going to see it now. So let's have a look at it. Oh, shoulder straight to the head. And I think that could be the end of the game for Jason Jenkins, maybe. If they're going to see this in another angle, and unfortunately, I don't think they have another angle to show it. So, worst case, I think, based on the evidence that they've got, they can surely only give a yellow card because I can't see that they can see clear footage of the shoulder to the head. And I mean, based on the evidence of the camera angle, you got to go on what you can see, you know. And from there, I can't see anything. I can see that there's a shoulder to the head, but I can't see the impact of it. Miss M. Range says, we are developing a game to win the World Cup. Give Russia a chance. We will prevail. And I agree with you there. I think we are definitely building to something beautiful. Philip Laram says, we will see some of the SAA side players move up to play next week for the Boks. Yeah, that we will see as well, Philip. We saw that in the press conference from Russie. So, they saw it now in another angle. So I think they're going to go back and have a look at this angle now. And that could be, let's have a look. Oh, so now they just need to zoom it in. Oh, this is poor work from the TMO, really. Struggling to get clear footage. So based on that, you honestly, yeah, there's this shoulder straight to the face of the number 8. So I think it is going to be a red card. Surely they're looking at this for a very long time now. And Ethan says, more cards, another red for us. My days Rainbow Nation in the wrong way recently. Yeah, so it's the rules of the game, unfortunately. And I mean, player safety is what it is. And Mamania says, what's going on with the officials and TV crew? Yeah, this is ridiculous. You know, I know it's not an international fixture, but again, the camera angles and the way that they're looking at it is just not good enough at the moment. This is taking very long. It sounds like a red, says Peter Mason. Yeah, I don't have any audio from my side, but from the looks of it and what has been given in the past, that warrants a red card. But because of the angle and the camera footage that they've got here, I think he might get away with a yellow card. Ronnie says, we did not have our full team for Ireland and France with a few players injured. And however, we need to start getting into winning ways and a winning culture. That's true as well, Ronnie. And then Was That Hockey says, how's it going? So let's see what the referee will decide here. Will it be a red? Will it be a yellow? I think from the camera angle, only a yellow card is going to warrant it. So, yeah, it is going to be a yellow card here to Jason Jenkins. And I think he can consider himself very, very lucky that the camera angles was with him on that one. The force was with him. So we have got a yellow card here for Jason Jenkins. It's 3-0 for the SA side, but I think Bristol now can kick this either to the corner or will have a shot at goal, and we could see the scores level up soon. So just waiting to see the decision in what they're going to do. I think they are going to have a shot at goal here. So 10 minutes into the bin, Jason Jenkins, after it took about 5 or 10 minutes. I'm not sure how long it took, but we're live for about 40 minutes now, and the game is about 15 minutes. We had about 20 minutes, give or take, on the build-up. So 3-3 it is then, and it's Sheedy who puts over the first penalty now for Bristol. So 15.5 minutes played. It's 3-3 here, and it's been a stop-start affair here at Ashton Gate. So nothing learned so far in this opening 15 minutes of this game. Quinlan Vragom says, I'm just waiting for the World Cup. I believe the Boks are hiding some stuff. Other teams should be worried. And I'm with you on that, Quinlan. I do think we do have something up our sleeves. Same with the All Blacks. Right, so here's the restart then from Gomez Zulu, and it's a good tackle from Hartzenberg inside the 22 as Bristol now looking to work it at the breakdown. Just waiting for the ball to come out now as Porter, as it looks like he wants to go with the box kick over the top then for the Bristol side. And that will find touch roundabout on the 10-meter line of Bristol. Anthony Williams says the rugby gods favour Jason there, and Emrain says, Guru, you are my preferred commentary. Well done. Let the youngsters do their thing. All Blacks all to play for at the World Cup. Thanks, Emrain. And then we need to win more. I know Springboks are stressed, but they need to step up. Lost 2, 3 losses bad. And then Mimania says, what a pathetic yellow card there. Well, it could have been worse if the camera angles was right there, Mimania. Right, so waiting now, the drive coming from the SAA side now, as Grant Williams now waiting for it at the back here. Will he get this out? Yes, he gets it out to Cornel Hendricks, just up over the 10 now. Andre Hugh Venter takes it in. He's been driven back in the tackle as Grant Williams wait for it again now. Thomas de Toy, right in the middle of the field, working with the forwards now, is the SAA side. Now Ngome Zulu. Ngome Zulu tries to go on his own. It's going to be a penalty advantage now for the SAA side. Gets the pass out to Henko van Wyk. He's double tackled, brought to ground now between the 10 and the halfway line. Here they come again now. Ngome Zulu on a loop around. Out into Tukamachunu. Tries to run around the defense there. Quick ball again. Grant Williams down. Ngome Zulu back on the inside to Jean-Luc Depree. Jean-Luc Depree between the 10 and the 22. The referee's going to blow on his whistle. Ruan Orkier came in from the side, but they're going back for the penalty offside by Bristol. Jabula says, this is why I back Rossi when it comes to these refs. Pathetic yellow card. And then Riantron says, thumbs up to the Guru. He deserves it. Thanks, guys. Don't forget to press that like button and subscribe to the channel as well. Pitman says, Dudu might have had something to do with that yellow. She must be SAA team lucky charm there. So Ngome Zulu is going to have another shot at goal here from around the middle of the field, just about 5 meters inside the 10-meter line of Bristol. Ronnie Taylor says, think with the new laws, easier dishing out reds every time. Law must be played off for 20 minutes and thereafter a player can come on, messing up competition with 14 versus 15 for the full game. And I'm absolutely with you there, Ronnie. If you're going to start handing out red cards left and right like they're doing at the moment, I do believe that, honestly, we need to bring on a player after 20 minutes. Like you said, even 15 minutes would work for me. I mean, yeah, there's going to be no reward for the other team, really, in that 15 minutes. But, I mean, the player that infringed will be punished after the game, and he gets maybe a harsher ban then, as the kick goes over from Ngome Zulu. making it 6 points to 3 for the SAA side over Bristol. Peter Mason says lots of players coming into the side of the loose scrums. Absolutely, and I don't know why. These guys know the laws. They need to, well, I guess it depends on the referee on the day, because they do blow this laws a little bit different to others. As the restart then taken by the SAA side just outside the 22, now taken up by Thomas de Toy again. Grant Williams waiting for it at the back. 20 minutes played in this game. 6 points to 3. Grant Williams going with the box kick over the top. The chase coming from Leland Zas now. Good defense there on Morahan. Not held in the tackle. Picks it up and go up to the halfway line. Now Porter is waiting for it. Porter gets it out and they try to drive it through. Heenan this time. The flank forward. Now Porter going with the box kick over the top. The chase coming from them and Gomez Zulu knocks it on. And now here's a chance now for Batley as Batley takes it up. Oh, he's still going. He's just 5 meters out from the try line now. Is the number 5 lock here as the Springbok bring them down now. Porter, Sheedy now. Sheedy left behind by Henke van Wyk now. The pass out to Morahan and they come again. It's Itoiva and he's just 5 meters out. Back again to Sheedy and he's bundled into touch. Good defense there from Cornel Hendricks on Callum Sheedy. Well, 21 minutes played, and that's better from Bristol Bears, but they gave too much room there for the number 5 lock, Batley, who nearly ran it from the 10-meter line inside the SAA side all the way up to the 5-meter line with 3 defenders on him all the time. So really poor defense there from the SAA side, or a really good drive from leg drive from that number 5. Now South Africa with the throw in 5 meters out from their own try line. Ron Orkia takes it. Now Grant Williams gets it out to Marco van Staren, setting it up inside the 22 here as Grant Williams again now waits for it. Looks like he is going to go with the box kick over the top again. So Grant Williams now with, it's been charged down here, and luckily for South Africa, it's going to go over the dead ball line. Grant Williams saw it coming and he still allowed it to happen there. They need to be careful. 22 minutes gone. It is going to be a goal line dropout now, I think, for the SAA side. Bernard Engel says, so now they take the time to get a card, but last week against France, they could not wait to establish communication and make the right decision. That's true, Bernard. Arno says, Bokke moet 15, 10 en 9 uitsorteer. Meer vlug op die bal sit ook met die probleem. Geen goeie balfetcher in die losgemaal nie. And that's true as well, Arno. I do believe that we need a specialist fetcher in the side as well. It's going to be a 22-meter restart then, and it's taken in by Callum Sheedy now, who goes high up into the air. He is going to chase up after his own kick, but Gomez Zulu have secured that ball, gets the pass out to Grant Williams. Grant Williams runs sideways now, gets it out to Komatunu. Back it comes to Gianni Lombard, who puts it on the 10-meter line. It's now Morahan with a charge. He's going to go high up into the air as well, chasing down his own kick just outside the 22. Oh, the ball has been knocked back by Ngome Zulu, taken by Hartzenberg, right on the 22-meter line of the SAA side now, as Grant Williams waiting for it, gets it out to Tunu, sets it up right on the 22-meter line. The ball spills out to Bristol side. Here's a counter-attack opportunity now for them as they move it through the hands. Here's a chance. Moran cuts back inside, gets the pass out back on the inside this time. Now just 4 meters up from the try line is Bristol, taking it out through the forwards now as they make their way up. Still working it through Connor Pierce this time, the outside centre. Now it's taken up again by Lahif for Bristol, and it's going to be another penalty now to Bristol this time. What was that penalty for? Holding on is the call from the referee against the SAA side. So no clear release on the tackler there. And it looks like Bristol might be kicking to the corner here, but we will have a shot at goal. Sorry, so there's a shot at goal here right in front for them. Ronnie says, sounds like Zulu making a few errors on 10 currently, second easy knock. So it is each time from the high ball. So he just needs to start taking control of the high kicks. Bristol are kicking quite a few up into the air at the moment, and he's now not too backwards, luckily not forward, but he is putting the pressure on the side. And there was also a little knock backwards earlier in that game that put the SAA side under a bit of pressure from the 22 of Bristol. So 6-all it is after 25 minutes of play. Rian Tron says ons moet minder bal wegskop, and that's true as well. So 25 minutes played in this game, and it's 6-all here in a very sloppy affair at the moment between the two sides. Nobody just really getting going at the moment. And remember, the SAA side currently with a yellow card for Jason Jenkins as well. Peter Mason is Grant Williams giving Zulu a good service. At this stage, yes, he is. Grant Williams are having a decent game up until now. Cleaning out well and not putting... There was one instance where a pass was poor from him. But so far, a good service from him as Porter goes to the box kick over the top, and this time not going to find touch. Here comes the SAA side now from the 10-meter line, inside their own half, goes high up into the air, is in Gomez Zulu now, the chase from Gianni Lombard, the bounce of the ball, not kind here for Bristol, as Gianni Lombard tries to cover back in the fence, but he can't get there. Now it's possession here for Bristol, right on the 22, inside their own half at the moment. Penalty against the SAA side, not rolling away is the call there. And this referee is really blowing the ball or the game to pieces at the moment. No opportunity here for him to get going at all. Gideon Plaatje says, in my opinion, Tunu is overrated. Would have loved to see Gerard Steenekamp and Steve Satoli in the setup. Yeah, look, I was surprised when they initially picked him for the SA group in the Rugby Championship, or was it against the Wales series? And I thought he had hardly proven himself on the international level just yet. And, well, he's starting to get into his own. So we will hopefully see him get better with time. Remember, this guy is young. So for a prop forward to be 21 or 19 or 20 or 21 is at the start of his career. They only really start to flourish here towards 28, 29, 30. So imagine if this guy can do it for the next 10 years. He could be better than the likes of Beeston Tawarera. Right, so it's going to be a scrum down to the SAA side from the just inside Bristol's half from the knock-on in the line out. Ethan says game sound is dreadful, and Nokwana Zulu says we don't need a draw. Is Gianni the kicker? So no, it isn't Gomez Zulu who's kicking for them. Right, so that scrum goes up, and we will have a reset scrum then. 28 minutes gone, and it's been a really poor game to watch between the two sides. Ronnie says, speel Hendricks Jene nog nie een keer sy naam gehoor. Ek dink ons moet die Goose vroeër as later opbring. So not a lot of ball has gone to the backline just yet, and Gomez Zulu either taking that ball up himself or Grant Williams going with a kick, or the forwards just building momentum with phases. But yeah, it's very similar to last week at the moment. Just the scoreboard are a lot closer. Patrick Wright says, like weer eens, maar swak, hierdie span het verlede week gesukkel en lyk nie beter nie. Yeah, and remember, this is a second string Bristol side as well. So, yeah, hopefully we'll see this game come to life soon. Grant Williams off the back now, works the blind side, tries to go on his own, spins out of one or two tackles up to the 10-meter line. Now he's going to need support. Comes back again now, Andre Igufenta. Jason Jenkins now back on the field for the SA side. Williams again now waiting back. It goes to Gomez Zulu. Goes high up into the air. Leland Zas is chasing after this one. But an easy mark here for Luke Morahan as he's going to kick this downfield into the hands of Gomez Zulu now. Going with the high kick again. The chase is going to come from Lombard now. Taken well there by Callum Sheedy now. As Porter runs into a bit of space here, gets the offload beautifully to Bately again now for Bristol. As Porter, penalty against SAA, taking out the 9 there, and really poor discipline from the SAA side there. Oh, was he going to go to the pocket there? Well, if it was going to be, it was going to be Jason Jenkins going to another yellow card there. But I see the referee decided against it. So a penalty 5 meters inside the half of Bristol at the moment. The kick into touch is going to find touch roundabout on the 22-meter line now, throwing to Bristol. Jacobus van Staden says, I believe the SA team will pull it off. And then Andrew Warren says, I want to see more of Henko van Wyk. Yeah, definitely. Definitely want to see more of Henko van Wyk at the moment. He's hardly had any ball in both games so far. And again, disappointing from this SAA side. As the ball taken at the back here by Heenan. And a chance now for Bristol off the back right on the 22-meter line. Good defense there from Gomez Zulu and Elrich Low. As it's taken up there by Byrne this time, right on the 22-meter line. Still coming is Bristol now through Harding. Harding waiting for that ball, gets it out now. Here's a chance just up over the 22 now. Is Bristol now looking to move it. They get a little bit of space here on the left-hand side. Back on the inside. Oh, this is going to be a try now. And it's Ibatoya who goes over from the pass on the inside. Really poor defense from the SAA side. And they might have a look at maybe a foot in touch there. But I think Ibatoya, the left winger of Bristol, might have just scored here for them. So 31 minutes gone, and the left winger, Ibatoya, will get the try here for Bristol. They haven't awarded the try yet. I think they are going to go upstairs to have a look. There might have been a foot in touch here from Bristol. But let's just have a look first before we change the scoreboard. So firstly, we're going to look for a foot in touch. No foot in touch. The pass back on the inside, that's fine. Let's try. So that should be a try at 11 points to 6 with the conversion to come. Wow. Arno says basic sal die tel word verander. So it's going to be 13 points to 6 then here for Bristol, and South Africa will have to pull up their socks here. Imran says, ach nee boys, let's just get this done, and it's going to be very embarrassing if we do lose, says Andrew Warren. And then Pietman says, Andrew, yes, I also want to see more of Henko. So 13 points to 6 it is then. This Bristol side leading at the moment and making life hard for the SAA side. They've taken it inside their own 22. Now Porter the scrum off, waiting to clear this ball with 7 minutes to play in this first half. As they go with the box kick over the top again, finds touch. How good are they with clearing the ball? We haven't really seen much balls not being kicked out by this guy. So 5 meters inside the half of Bristol. It will be a line out to SAA. 13 points to 6. And yeah, it is what it is at the moment. Andre Higuvente to throw this one into the line out. Ralph Williams says they must stick to the basics. Come on, box. And very disappointing at the moment. Hope the boys can turn it around, says Quinlan. Andre Higuvente with a throw in. Finds Jason Jenkins, Grant Williams and Gomez Zulu. Flat pass this time to Marco van Staden. Driven back in the tackle just behind the halfway line. Grant Williams again. Gomez Zulu now. It's on a loop around to Hartzenberg now. Leland Zas. Leland Zas just short of the halfway line. Right on the left-hand side of the field. Grant Williams. Andre Higuvente. Gomez Zulu. Flat pass to Chunu. Between the 10 and the halfway line. Playing backwards at the moment now. Gomez Zulu to Cornel Hendricks. Cornel Hendricks nearly into half gap there. But the ball has been knocked down. And here's a chance now for Bristol on a counter-attack as it's Ibatoya again who takes it up just over the halfway line. Now they're going to work it through Batley again now, the number 5 lock. Porter to Sheedy with a little chip kick over the top and a bounce of the ball into the hands of Lombard to secure that ball beautifully between the 10 and the 22-meter line now. Grant Williams waiting for it at the breakdown. Slow ball coming back for him in the middle of the field, just outside the 22, as Gomez Zulu kicks it straight down the middle of the field with nobody chasing. The bounce of the ball into the hands of Moran, the fullback now. Driven back in the tackle by Jean-Luc Deprier and Jason Jenkins. Thomas the Twig quickly on to his number 9 there, and the ball will come back again, Moran to Sheedy, who goes high up into the air. The chase coming from Ibatoya now. Well taken again by Lombard. Waiting for that now, Grant Williams. Where will this one go? He looks like he's going to go with a box kick over the top again. And over the top it goes now. Here comes the chase now. Not a good chase. Callum Sheedy gets it out to Moran. Oh, there's a chance down now from Ruan Orkia. Ruan Orkia is going to chase after this. Henke van Wyk now up against Moran. He makes the tackle 5 meters out from the try line. Yes, trouble for Bristol. Can the SAA side get this ball back? Yes, they can. They've got possession now. It's the SAA side. Or do they? No, it's going to come back to the side of Bristol again, it seems. Or not. Who's got the ball here? It looks like it is going to be Bristol in possession here. 5 meters out from their own try line. I get it again. Working up through Batley, the lock forward. Porter now at the breakdown. The scrum off, waiting for it. 4 minutes to go in this first half. Going with another box kick over the top. And that's going to find touch about 5 meters outside of the 22. So line out now to the SAA side. And hopefully they can strike here before halftime. Ronnie says, nee, ek dink ons moet vanaf 'n goeie sin opbring dat ons daai backline in gang kan kry. Ook maar min gehoor van ons 3 Lucies. Yeah, they have been really quiet. Jean-Luc, Marco, and also Elrich Lowe has been very quiet today. South Africa's on a losing streak lately. Almost Eskom took the power away. Since the start of this tour, SAA is a joke, says Rian Tron. So now they come in Gomez Zulu. Flat pass again to Marco van Staden. Now just between the 10 and the 22-meter line. Going with a box kick over the top is Grant Williams. Is the chase good enough here? As the chase, the bounce of the ball. It's going to be picked up by Moran right on his own try line. And Porter now will have to clear this again for Bristol. Right under the sticks here. That was a good chase kick, but one feels that they have to keep possession rather than kick it away at the moment. So still waiting for it at the moment. Has that ball been knocked on by Bristol? Yeah, it is. So it's going to be a scrum down here to South Africa, 5 meters out from the try line. Just a little knock on there from the hooker burn. As the pass, they wanted to set it up again for the scrum off to kick, and he knocked it in his in-goal line, and then luckily just recovered it before the SA side players could jump on it. So 2 minutes to go. It's going to be a 5 meter scrum down, and it's going to be South African A ball. Arno says, die laaskakel is die hoofseun van op die veld, en hy moet die game reguleer, anders wen jy nie die veld nie, en jy kan nie die game plan execute nie. Yeah, so very little ball has gone to the back line just yet. I mean, Gomez Zulu so far has taken up 2, tried to get into a little half cap so far. So maybe trying to do a little bit too much on his own. But then again, like I said, he is the general of the team, and he needs to decide the game. It's just about execution at the end of the day. So that scrum has gone down, and we will have another reset scrum with a minute to play in this first half. Bristol 13, South Africa A 6 at the moment. Ronnie says, kom boys, try time now. So a minute to go, less than a minute now, as we will have another reset scrum then. Can SAA do this now? Grant Williams will take this one in, or put this one into the scrum. 30 seconds to go in this first half. Can the SA side hit back? Solid scrum required first and foremost as the scrum goes down again, and this time it's a penalty to the SA side. So with less than 20 seconds to go, will they kick a goal again here? Or will they put the pressure on Bristol? Surely go for the scrum here. Thomas du Toit says, no, we're going to tap and go here. So Thomas du Toit now waiting for this to tap it. And here he comes. Just a meter short of the try line. Here's Thomas the Tank now. Grant Williams waiting for it. Gets it out now to Van Staden. Van Staden nearly over the try line there. Right under the sticks now. Will the ball come back for the SAA side? Yes, it will. Slowly but surely. It looks like it's Roan Nortje with the ball in hand. Gets it out to Thomas du Toit again. Still just a meter short is the SAA side. 5 meters left from the left-hand post here as Grant Williams gets it out to Van Staden, who has knocked that ball on. And it's going to be halftime here as Marco van Staden knocks that one on. And it's a pass that probably should never have gone to him in the first place. He was a little bit isolated in the process anyway. But as we go into halftime, 13 points to 6, Bristol lead. And this is another really disappointing performance so far from them. Please remove the Springbok from South African rugby, says Renee McDonald. And then Anthony says, tap and go. And then Philip says, I do believe SAA can win this game. There's so many talent in the side. We just should keep the ball and not kick it away. And then Ethan says, whole first half was a knock-on. And then sums up the half, says Ronnie. And then Damien Boyson says, trial time. So, yeah, plenty of knock-ons in this first half. Very similar to last week. More frustrations and more questions than answers from the back line. The forwards, again, looking to stand their man, but handling errors and discipline has been really, really, really poor. Philip Latimer asked they should have gone for, or says that they should have gone for the lineup. Probably should have gone for the scrum there, Philip. I mean, you first have to lay the foundation, and then it was about 5 meters away from the goal, from the posts, and a scrum 5 meters out would have given you options left and right. Draw it first in and then work from there. But then they decided to go with a tap and go. And as much as a tap and go can work, I don't believe that this SAA side is structured enough to pull it off. I think they should have gone for the scrum, get a little bit more structure, and then work from there. Or just should have taken the 3 points and just went to half time. But it is what it is. Comment of the half, SAA team has the ball. Now Bristol has the ball, says Ronnie. So, yeah, knock on from the SAA side. I'm going to take a quick break, guys, but when we do come back, we will be doing the second half. And let's honestly hope that the second half delivers a better performance. I'm going to take a short break, but when we do come back, we will be doing the second half of the game. Right, guys, we are back here for the second half, and it's been a frustrating first half again, like last week. I honestly can't say that this side has played really well. They've been lacking in the back line. They've not really dominated with the forwards, and it's been a very even, sloppy game. You know, Bristol has knocked a couple on, SAA has knocked on. Discipline from both sides, not great, and it's just not been a good game to watch. I think for the fans that came out to watch the game live, obviously their team are leading and they're happy with the scoreboard. But as far as a rugby festival or a rugby game goes, this one has been really disappointing and really poor from both sides. Let's go and have a look at a couple of the comments that has come in. Rian Tron says, niemand hier hoort in die Springboks span nie. The first half was as flat as your Coke Guru. Absolutely. And in Twisty Bear says, come on, SA, we can do it. And then Barry says, hi, Guru, surprised to see you didn't know that you were online. I were online, Barry. And then Rian Tron says, Henke van Wyk must play for the Springboks. Absolutely, definitely one for the future. And it's been disappointing that he haven't been able to get the possession that requires him to run with the ball. I mean, he's hardly, or our backline has hardly touched the ball. Leland Zas and Hartzenberg has hardly seen any action. Yanni Lombard has had a couple of high up and unders along with Gomez Zulu and Grant Williams, but Henke van Wyk and Cornel Hendricks not hardly seen any ball. And in the forwards haven't really impressed at all as well. I mean, it's been disappointing all around. And looking at this performance, let's quickly go and put up the South African team again here that has been selected to play today. It's been really disappointing from their perspective, really. I mean, Tukum Chunu has taken up a couple of balls, Venter has taken up a couple, and the Toy has taken a couple. The scrums have been solid, the lineouts have been solid. Jason Jenkins got a yellow card in that first half, and Rowan Arkia has been solid, had a good charge down that nearly led to a try for the Boks. Van Staden has taken a couple of balls up. We knocked that ball on right on the try line before half time. Elrich Lowe and Jean-Luc de Pre has been very quiet in that first half. Grant Williams have been quick with his delivery so far. He's putting the Bristol players under pressure at the breakdown and doing what is expected of him in this game. And then Gomez Zulu has had a couple of knock-ons in the air, or knockbacks, if you can put it that way. He's tried to take it up one or twice, trying to hit a little gap, but not really sending away his backline players. Like Cornel Hendricks, I think, have touched the ball once in that first half. Henke van Wyk have touched it once. And since then, they've just defended. Suleiman Hartzenberg is defending really well. Kiani Lombard is doing well from fullback. And then Leland Zas is chasing kicks all day. So, yeah, not much happening again for this side. And it's a real pity because these games are supposed to be spectacular games, free-flowing, running rugby, and just trying to build a bit of momentum. And it needs to be like a showcase game towards the weekend, and it's just not been that, unfortunately, in this first half. Barry says, what I mean is, didn't know you were doing one. Luckily, I went on YouTube and found you. Barry, I'll always do the SAA and the Springbok games. Come on. And then Ethan says, strange considering Zwan Stick, who is the backline coach of SA, is the SAA coach, yet the backline are not used at all. And Twisty says they must get the ball to Henke van Wyk. Well, look, as much as Henke van Wyk has performed well in the URC, we maybe want him to do something amazing in this game, and it's just not happening at the moment. I think it's very similar to that of Evan Roos, exceptional player at URC. Haven't given the opportunity to play international that much yet, and I'm just worried that we're going to expect too much from them when they're going to come on to the field when they do play. Barry says, did you put on a reminder beforehand? Yes, I did, Barry. I don't know, for some reason my reminders are not coming out to the people. Maybe you should just click on notify me beforehand. And yeah, I don't know. For some reason, it's just not going through to the people at the moment. But either way, we are going to get ready for the second half here as we're just waiting for the Bristol side to come back onto the field here. So at halftime, it is 13 points to 6 to Bristol. We are going to start now with the second half real soon, and it should be an interesting second half here as we look forward to the SA side playing a little bit more attractive rugby in the second half. Barry says, plus didn't even know SA side played today, never expected it during the week. Yeah, so like similar to last week when they played against Munster, Thursday night rugby, not something that we are used to. We are used to some Wednesday games, but not really on a Thursday evening. Twisty asked, did you play SAA Bristol Bears and Rugby Challenge 4 today? Unfortunately, got a little bit held up with work today, Twisty. So, yeah, it wasn't possible to get time to do that. It's been hectic. We've been working hard, and hopefully you guys will see the benefit of that hard work in a couple of months' time. And hopefully it's going to benefit the rugby fan at the end of the day. But my lips are sealed at the moment. But for those of you that have been following me for a while know exactly what I'm talking about. So it is going to be Bristol to get the second half back underway for us. And it will be Callum Sheedy to get proceedings underway for the second half. Hopefully this SAA side can come back with a flourish in the second half. They are going to try and run this from inside the 22 early on here, and they bundled into touch. And I don't know why on earth they would try to run it now from the 22-meter line. So there's going to be a line out then to Bristol inside, about 5 meters inside of the, well, no, in fact, it's going to be a penalty to the SAA side. And it's going to be a kick downfield now for Ngomezulu. Philip says the biggest problem is the ball dies at 10, and in the breakdowns, we don't see the backline in action. Exactly. So that ball is going to go out roundabout on the 10, well, between the 10 and the 22 inside South Africa A. Nick White says, hi guys, just came back from ER. They say I will be okay. And now taken in by Ruan Orkia. And now here comes the driving maul now from the SAA side. Can they get something going here as Andre Igufenta in control of this ball? Grant Williams will have to get this out soon for them, but they are still going forward here, almost up to the halfway line is the SAA side now as they start to drive it with the forwards. Grant Williams now back it comes, and Gomez Zulu going with a cross kick, but it's been charged down here by Bristol. Callum Sheedy putting pressure on it. And now Suleiman Hartenberg with a cross kick to Leland Zass now inside the 22. Now they're going to work it. Grant Williams with a kick downfield. Should have let it go through the hands. There was an overlap, but it goes into touch round about the 10-meter line. And again, very scrappy from the SAA side. Not playing good rugby at the moment. In fact, it's going to be an SAA line out here as the ball was touched by one of the Bristol Bears player. Ronnie says, kan nie kla oor die backline service nie, want daar was geen backline service nie. You're right with that one, Ronnie. So Andre Igufenta then with the throw into this lineup, finds Ruan Orkia, and they're going to go with another driving maul now. Here's the SAA side. Venta, a penalty to South Africa on the 10-meter line inside their own half. So Gomez Zulu now to kick this one downfield for the SAA side. Can he find touch? He's been good with the line kick so far, Ngome Zulu. Can't complain about that. Oh, and just as I say that, that one is going to slice off the boot. And it is going to be marked here by Bristol inside the 22, about 5 meters inside. So a poor kick then from Gomez Zulu. And Bristol will now send us back with interest. Not going to find touch himself now. Grant Williams from about the 10-meter line gets it out to Gianni Lombard. He's going to put it high up into the air. The chase now coming. And it's Grant Williams have taken it. Now it's Andre Igufenta. Gets the pass out to Ruan Orkier. And with no surprise, it's been knocked on again by South Africa. Scrum down to Bristol on the 22 inside their own half. Disappointment continues here, 3 and almost 4 minutes into the second half. And just a stop-start affair here at Ashton Gate. Not what you want to see here from both sides, really. As Johan Goosse now comes onto the field for South Africa. Aiden van Skalkwyk says, live on my channel. Please do not jeopardize my channel, guys. I will not tolerate that, unfortunately. So Gianni Lombard now off and Johan Goosse onto the field. Right, so here comes the scrum put in here from Porter. As the ball has been put in to the scrum and Porter controls it at the back. It is going to come back now, and Moran with a kick downfield, straight into the hands of Johan Goosse now. From just outside the 22, he's going to kick this downfield. Nobody chasing after that. Poor kick from him. And now the return in from Sheedy. Back into the hands of, it's going to bounce once and back into the hands of Goosse now. Inside the 22, he's going to kick it downfield. Also, again, not going to find touch now. Here's a chance for a counter-attack, Moran. Gets it out now to Ibatoya. Ibatoya gets the pass out here. Space opens up for them as it's taken up by the forwards now between the 10 and the halfway line inside the SAA side now. Again, now up to the 22 goes Bristol. 5 meters from the left-hand touchline as it's taken up by Hina now. Porter back to Callum Sheedy on the loop around. They go wide. Again, Moran out, the pass out wide, but it's been knocked on by Bristol now. And a chance for the SAA side from the 10-meter line. Well, no, it's going to come back to Bristol side, and the referee says play on. No knock on. Good tackle from Jason Jenkins, putting them back to the halfway line. Now Porter, back it comes again now to the number 8, Harding, who takes it up for Bristol, just between the 10 and the halfway line, inside South Africa A side. Again, slow ball. Now it's going to be a penalty to South Africa, holding on the ground from Bristol. And it's the hooker, Byrne, who gives away the penalty. Barry says South Africa not doing so good as we expected from them. Thought they were putting a challenge, but they've now lost to Munster and behind in this game. Barry says not as strong as our normal box, and then Rian says ek dink Banyana kan beter doen. This SAA side, good way to know who future box. So line out here on the 22-meter line, right on Bristol's side of the field, the left-hand side of the field here. Philip Bladham says backline getting so excited to see the ball, they end up knocking it on. Yeah, that's true as well. So Penta now with a throw into this line out. 7 minutes played in the second half. Norkia takes it in. Here comes the driving maul again from the SAA side. It's the one area where we've done really well so far in this opening 7 minutes of the second half. Controlling that now going to stop. They're going to have to use this Grant Williams flat pass now on a loop around. Gomez Zulu looking for a little half gap. Nearly finding it. 5 meters inside the 22 now. Grant Williams back to Jason Jenkins now. Elric Lowe took it up to Kamachunu. He's going to go all the way straight into a little half gap and gets the try for the SAA side. The Lucid prop over for the try. Natuku Machunu gets the try for the SAA side with a conversion to come. So credit to the forwards here for playing a really good game. 8 minutes gone in the second half. And the SAA side now through the forwards are gaining a little bit momentum. Tutuku Nsunu over for the try. Great little cap there from the Lucet prop, and difficult to stop from 10 meters out from the try line. Gets into the gap, gets the try for them, and the box now. It was a genius little pop pass from Grant Williams to Nsunu to get into that little gap. CP23, hello Guru, how the SA side doing so far? Well, at least not, well, with the conversion coming, at least not behind, it seems, CP. But as far as the contests go, a very poor display from both sides, really, with the forwards now finding a little bit of momentum in this second half. So Ngome Zulu with the conversion attempt, and it's gone wide. So 13 points to 11. The scoreboard will stay, and Bristol still leading by that 2 points at the moment. Disappointing from Ngome Zulu there. Okay, so the restart then to come from Bristol, and hopefully this SA side will now come to the party. Restart taken well inside the 22 by SAA now. Just Elrich Low now taking it up, setting it up for them. It's 13 points to 11 at the moment, Grant. So the kick downfield from Gomez Zulu is not going to find touch into the hands of Morahan now. Morahan brought down on the 10-meter line inside Bristol's half. As the ball will come back now. It is taken up by Bailey. Again, comes back now to the forwards. It's Lahif taking it up for them. And this time a penalty against South Africa there. Not rolling away. And it's Elrich Low who got penalized there. 10 minutes into the second half. 13 points to 11. Oh, they are going to have a shot at goal now. Is Bristol. So about 5 meters inside the half of SAA towards the middle of the field here. So a chance now for Bristol to extend their lead to 16 points to 11. Leonard de Toy says, lekker man, daar's nog hoop vir ons. So 13 points to 11 at the moment. Cullen Sheedy now will attempt to get this one over. 3 out of 3 today so far for Bristol. 11 minutes played in the second half. And from a South African A perspective, hoping he misses it, but Bristol fans will be backing him all the way. That one goes over. So now 16 points to 11 it is. 16-11. And Leonard says, of praat ek te vroeg. So 16-11 with 29 minutes to play. Philip says, I've got load shedding from 11. Just want to say thank you, Guru, in advance. No problem, Philip. Thank you for tuning in as well. Really appreciate it. Dominique says, we're donor. So it's been taken in inside the 22 here by Bristol now. The kick is going to come from Porter. The scrum off of Bristol goes with the kick over the top. And he will find touch right on the halfway of Bristol Bears. So line out now coming up for the SAA side. 16-11 with 28 minutes to play. Can the SAA side do this? A couple more changes onto the field. By load shedding at 12. Hope this game done. When it is load shedding, yeah, the game should be done by, well, in 28 minutes time, Barry. So, yeah, changes on the field. Sikambuza Noche, Dan de Prier, and that's about all the replacements that I can see at the moment. As Elrich Low and Marco van Staden leave the field. Considering the dominance from them, JJ Kotze also on the field as well. They haven't done too badly, but we need to see more from them. That throw in from JJ Kotze, not thrown in straight, and it will be a scrum down to Bristol. So 52 minutes gone, 53 minutes in this game, and it's Bristol 16, South Africa A 11 at the moment. 16 points to 11. Well, we see some sort of magic from either side, really. Barry says we have staged forever load shedding now. Absolutely every single day of the week, 7 days a week. And it's so frustrating. For those of you not living in South Africa, load shedding is a forced thing here in South Africa where the power switches off for 2 hours in different regions. And we have got nothing to say about it. Right, off the back they go. Porter now to Callum Sheedy with a kick downfield into a bit of space here. And that ball is going to roll out 5 meters out from the try line. And it will be a SAA throw in here. No, it's going to be a Bristol throw in because it's a 50-22. Callum Sheedy getting the 50-22 there for Bristol. And now trouble for the SAA side as the line out 5 meters out from the try line. Emrein says regtig ons moet pak slaag gee hier as ons A nie kan produce teen Bristol nie, dan is ons rugby nie waar dit moet wees nie. Okwanda Nsunu says we need nothing but a win. Both SAA and Box owe us a win. And then Rian Tron says start the generators. So line up to Bristol then, and here they come now, working it with a couple of replacements on the field as well now for them. Stacker on as well as Hawkins. As they work it now, Porter 5 meters out from the try line. Can I get this ball back? It will come back to the Bristol side now, and a chance now for them to set it up once again. 10 meters out from the try line. Here they come. Good tackle on Piers O'Connor there from Sikumbuza Noche. Still working it though is Bristol at the moment. 10 meters out from the try line. 25 minutes to go. This is a good counteract, but it comes back again to the side of Bristol once more. Will they get it back? Yes, they will. Still coming with the forwards of Bristol now. 10 meters out from the try line towards the middle of the field here. And quickly over that ball is South Africa, but it does come back again for Bristol. Porter again now getting out to Bradbury. Again a pick up and go now from them, and look at that from Woolmore taking it up for them. Just 5 meters out from the try line is Bristol now. A try here could be devastating for the SAA side. Still good defense though from the SAA side, just trying to keep Bristol out at the moment. Slowly but surely, Bristol trying to get over that South African A try line. And here they come. Oh, they held up. Oh, it's been knocked on by Bristol. Now it's Sikumbuza Noche who takes it up about 10 meters out from the try line. Grant Williams waiting for it, gets it out into Kotsunu. Almost looks like he didn't know what to do with that ball, as he just stood still and waited to be tackled. 5 meters out from his own try line. Now Grant Williams going with the box kick over the top. And not going to find touch. Finds the left winger there. Ibatoya now. Ibatoya. He's going to run it up to the 22-meter line in the middle of the field. Porter again out. Sheedy. Sheedy on a loop around here. Well, is taken up by Piers O'Connor. Good defense from SA again. Still trying to work their magic now. Piers O'Connor cuts back on the inside. Up to the 22 they go again. Porter once more. Now working it through the forwards as it's Woolmore who takes it up. On the loop around again. Here comes Moran into the gap. And Moran could go all the way. He's just slipped 10 meters out from the try line. Still a chance though for Bristol as Thacker takes it up to about 5 meters out from the try line. Ibatoya now sets it up 5 meters out. Another pick up and go from them. It's Batley. He's had a decent game again now. Bradbury just a meter short from the try line now. Another pick up and go. Oh, they're over the try line now. Just a meter short of Bristol at the moment. Will the South African A defense hold again as Henke van Wyk makes a good tackle. But another drive from Bristol. And this time they are over the try line. So Bristol gets the try, and let's see who's got the try. It is Thomas, the Lucet prop, who gets the try. It's Jan Thomas, and Bristol now well and truly into the lead here. 21 points to 11 with about 20 minutes to play. Ronnie says, lekker boys, hopelijk kan ons nou momentum kry, and down it goes. Nokwano Sunu says, definitely at Ronnie. Well, it's Jan Thomas who gets the try for Bristol with a conversion to come. 22 minutes to play, as that's also his last play of the game. And we could see another loss come here today. How terribly disappointing will that be if the SA side go down again today? Not what the doctor ordered at all here for the SAA side. With 20 minutes to play in this game. And the conversion goes over, so 23 points. Well, did he? Yeah, 23 points to 11. It's Bristol leading them now with 21 minutes to play in this game. This is starting to get really frustrating for the SAA side now. Really disappointing from them. And it's taken inside the 22 by Bristol, about 10 meters out from their own try line, as Ibatoya now wait for it. Nick White is more disappointing than my head injury. So waiting for this ball to come out now is Bristol, and Porter, the scrum half, has played really well today. Going with a box kick over the top, and again finding beautiful touch all the way up to between the 10 and the halfway line. Rian Tron says, lekker slaap, and it is what it is. And 20 minutes to play in this game. South Africa A will have to come up with another try real soon if they want any chance of winning this game. 23 points to 11. The throw now going to come from JJ Kotze. And here they come. Here comes the driving ball now from the SA side again. Again, the forwards doing well, but things not working out for them. Now it goes through the backline. Gomez Zulu. Long cut out past Johan Goosen. Johan Goosen on a loop around, and it's knocked on again by this time Hartzenberg. Or Leland Zas, sorry. But we're going to come back for another penalty just outside the 22. Ronnie sê, jyne, ek het 'n buffer gehad en toe ek refresh, dis dit ewe skielik 23-11. Nee man, ons het toe nie momentum gekry nie. No, we didn't, Ronnie, unfortunately not. Things are just not working out the way it should. So Gomez Zulu now going to kick this to the corner here and finds touch about 10 meters out from the try line. Can we see them now gain momentum and get a try from here? Dominique says, net soos die Monster game kry ons pak sla en ek switch tussen Baba's Harlequins game. Damn, ons jag aan, says M range. So JJ Kotze then with a throw in. Oh, it's been overthrown, and here comes Bristol now on a counter attack. It got a bit of space here, overlap on her right side, but they decide to cut back inside. Penalty to South Africa. Coming over the top was the blow. Holding on, says the referee there. So another chance now for the SA side. Jacobus van Staden says, kom aan bokke, of sal ek sê krokke. Die kat lê op die stoof, is besig om swarte brand, staan op bokke, says Emil. So, line out this time. Oh, what are they going to do here? No, it's... Well, I just took my eye off the ball just for a second there, and not sure what happened there, but I think he's overcooked the kick over the dead ball line, and it's going to be a scrum down to Bristol now. Oh dear. Well, It's part of rugby. You got to learn, and hopefully Ngome Zulu will learn from this experience as he's overkicked that one. And it will now be a scrum down to Bristol. Ethan says would be tougher to mention things done right tonight, but the SA side, absolutely. It's just the forwards that has played well. But apart from that, it's been poor. Free kick here to Bristol now from the scrum, and it's just getting worse and worse for them. 23-11 with a free kick now to Bristol, just outside the 22. So Callum Sheedy now to kick this one downfield. Simpiwe Matanzima also on the field. They kick it straight down in the middle into the hands of Johan Goosen, who goes high up into the air. The chase coming now from Ngome Zulu. Well taken. Oh, it's been knocked on by Bristol now. And here's a chance of Sikambuza Noche. Now takes it up to the 22-meter line. And oh dear, it's been knocked on by Leland Zas again. Well, frustrating stuff here today. Very, very frustrating as we've got an injury break at the moment. Ronnie asked, wie was dit Zulu? Erns, hulle kan hom replace. Hoeveel moet jy aanjag voor hy vervang word? Yeah, so he's not going to be replaced because Grant Williams, Sanella Nohamba is at scrum off, and Johan Goosen is already on the field for Lombard. So we only had 2 backline players there. Ethan says, just waiting for Knox every time you say something good. Adria says, luister uit New Zealand, klink nie goed vir ons so ver nie, 1-3 en ons is terug in die battle. Scrum down now to Bristol. And this time a penalty against the SAA side, just inside the 22 of Bristol, about 10 meters out from the right-hand touchline. Very, very frustrating game to watch from a South African perspective. Bristol gets it out. Sheedy finds touch on the halfway line. Well, no, between the 10 and the halfway line here. Very disappointing from the SAA side. Ethan says, heads are gone, game is gone, shambles. Yeah, it's not been good. It's definitely not been good. As Uren looks to be on the field as well now for Bristol, as they're starting to work this up now. Forms the driving ball is Bristol, just trying to get things going for them. Slowly but surely trying to build momentum now is the Bristol Bears, as Uren gets the box kick over the top, and it's well taken by Johan Goosen. Makes the mark inside the 22. And, it's in fact a penalty against SAA, this time for obstruction. And, oh dear. Ronnie says, goeie drinking game, elke keer SA knock, moet jy 'n shot drink. Jy sal binne 5 minute uitpas. Yeah, very much so. As Bristol is going to have a shot at goal here. So Callum Sheedy from about 10 meters out from the right-hand touchline, just outside the 22. Emrange asked, do we blame sticks, or is it the players that was chosen? I don't know. I think maybe the fact that the game plan is not right, and because these players haven't been together for long enough, we might see them perform better in their franchises, the players itself. But it seems when it comes to this, it's just not working out as that penalty goes over. Rian asked, did you ever do a game that we have won? So for the end of year tour, we haven't won a single game, Rian. So no, but I did do a couple of rugby championship games earlier this year, which we did win. We did win the All Blacks, we did win Australia, and we did win Argentina twice. So yeah, at least that, and then also the Welsh series we did win. But apart from that, it's been dark days. The 22-meter breakdown here for Bristol inside the 22 as Uren gets it out now and gonna find touch just outside the 22 here. Kevin says too many players trying to shine individually instead of doing the basics right as a team. That could be the problem as well, players trying to raise their hands. Again, forwards, I believe, have been good, but the back line has just not seen ball. Cornel Hendricks haven't seen anything, and Henke van Wyk hasn't. Leland Zas hardly seen any ball. Artsenberg hardly, and that's how the trend continues. Ronnie says, agree, jy moet begin uitsize die All Blacks speel. Yeah, Ronnie. I do that as well, guys. So I did do that on Sunday as well. Flat pass now. Sikambuza Noche into a bit of space up over the 22 now. They are going to need support, though, as they get the ball out. Sanela Nohama on the field as well now. Quick ball again. This time Henke van Wyk now. Sets it up about 15 meters out from the try line. Nohama again back to Simpiwe Matanzima. Now moving towards about 10 meters out. Nohama again. Back it comes now to JJ Kotza. Kotza sets it up. Nohamba waiting. Gets it back now to Sikambuza Noche, who I must say is impressed in his 2 games so far. Still they come now. Nohamba. Back it comes to Dan de Preer, to Jean-Luc de Preer. 10 meters out from the try line. Penalty advantage coming for the SAA side now. Again comes Jean-Luc de Preer. 15 meters out now from the try line. Here comes Gomez, who throws a little dummy to Henke van Wyk. Henke van Wyk still going just 2 meters out from the try line. Right under the sticks now. It's Dan de Preer. Try time. Oh, what does the referee say? No, it's not going to be a try. So they're going to come back for a penalty, it seems. There might have been a forward pass there to Henke van Wyk, says the referee. And we will come back for the penalty for offside then. Or no, was it? Yeah. So it's going to be a scrum now. They're going to take a scrum here as the SAA side. Twisty Bear says, poor from us. Imran said, Van Roos al game time gekry en die nie. Why? Now, that's a good question, Imran. Let's just stop the clock there with 10 minutes to go. So we've got an injury. So Van Roos have only played in 1 test so far, I think. And that was against Wales at the start of the year. Since then, he hasn't featured in any of the games for the Springboks and will get a chance off the bench this weekend against Italy. And I personally feel it's been an opportunity wasted by the selectors to play this guy on a more regular basis. But, I mean, also Jasper Wisse has been solid. And Kwagga didn't do bad off the number 8 last week. But, I mean, it could have been a great opportunity for Roos to make name for himself in that game. Ethan says, wow, more than 2 phases before a knock improvement. Have to crawl before you can run. Right, so 10 minutes to play. 26-11 at the moment. South Africa, 10 meters out from the try line, with an opportunity to get the scrum and get over the try line. Question is, will they be able to take this opportunity? Because they will need to get it now. Jake Heenan also on for Fitzharding here for Bristol now. 10 minutes to play in this game. It's 26 points to 11. Bristol leading this game. Such a disappointing night again for this SAA side, who's trying to look the part but just can't get the momentum going. Ronnie says hulle moes Evan en Libbok kanse gee die naweek, swim of sink in dit leerskool. Goed en nog om issues uit te sort. Yeah, maybe that is true, Ronnie. Sink or swim. Swim or sink. Adria says jy stem klink baie na meneer Blyden. Dalk tyd dat Supersport jou benader as ons weer 'n 3 kan druk. Goeie unbelievable vir ons. I will try and do that one, Andrea. You played in my all-time favorite commentator from a South African point of view, growing up, listen to Mr. Hugh Bladen, or Oom Hugh Bladen, soos ons hom ken. And I definitely wouldn't have mind to have done a little interview with the class of the past. Such a brilliant commentator. Emrein sê ons het soveel talent, spelers moet regtig hand opsteek. And Richard says this game reminds me of the Boks under Tuki. Good players, poor coaching. Yeah, and it's like I said, Richard, if the Boks lose to Italy on a weekend, we are back where we were in 2016. I'm sorry. So the scrum feed then time back on here in this last 10 minutes of the game as the SAA side has given away a penalty for wheeling there. And just when you think things can get worse, well, or can get better, it gets worse with a penalty against the SAA side there. Well, that is just so disappointing. That's probably game over now for this SAA side. So the kick downfield from Sheedy now finds touch. Let's see where. On the 10-meter line of Bristol. So it's not the end of the world, this loss here today. Unfortunately, again, I couldn't single out a single player who has stepped up to say that we belong into the Springbok side. Last week, Grant Williams did well. This week, he didn't perform that well. He had a solid game, but nothing special. Still, the backline was not utilized. Gomezulu maybe showcased that he's just not ready yet. And then the forwards had a solid base again today, but no real standouts apart from maybe nobody really. So as far as this has gone, it's just been more humiliating for South African rugby than learning some new talent into the Springbok setup. Sums up the sticks, Doc. Hy moet bly by die assistant coaching role, says Ronnie. And I think he's going to take over from Ninabe after the World Cup if he doesn't win the World Cup. Right, so here comes Sanella Nohamba off the back. Oh, no. Another knock-on from the SA side as it's now an attack here from Bristol inside the half of the SAA side. White they go, and here's another opportunity now. Oh, a knock-on from Bristol this time. And now a chance now for Connell. Hendricks also knocks it on. Geez, this is so frustrating. I don't know if it's too wet out there on the field or what's going on, but it's been knock-on after knock-on after knock-on from both sides in this game. So it will be a scrum down to South Africa about 15 meters out from their own try line here. 5 meters from the left-hand touchline. Ethan says this may be a demo of what not to do for the Boks. We'll use this for an analysis, I reckon. Yeah, no, look, it's so disappointing. So, Nohamba then with the feet. 7 minutes to play in this game. Rian says jy gaan eers dag op radio en TV uitsaai. Thanks, Rian. Really appreciate that comment, man. So another scrum and another penalty, this time to the SAA side. 10 meters out from their own try line. Nicole van Wyk says is hulle by 'n phone party met al die knock-ons. Seems like it. Doesn't look that wet to me on the field though. As the line-out now 5 meters inside the half of the SAA side. They need to score now. And even then, it might not be enough. Ronnie says, love the commentary. Comment of the half. Geez, this is so frustrating. Yeah, no, it is, Ronnie. The line out, slapped down by Ruan Orkian, picked up by Thacker now for Bristol, just outside the 22. As Joran, it's been intercepted by Johan Goosen, but guess what? Knock on. So scrum down to Bristol yet again. Johan Goosen going for the intercept there and probably would have been on his way to the try line had he not knocked it on. Heavy downpours in the UK, very wet out there. All players are crap, says Matt Emmett. Well, it doesn't look that wet though, Matt. But give or take, both sides knocked on quite a bit. But then again, you're a professional player. You get paid to play, man. Come on. Can't get paid a lot of money and then you do the basic errors just because it's a little bit wet. Andrea says die naweek is nie naby weer alleen Rassie suspended for 2 games. Yeah, we see, well, we've heard about that the start of the game there, Andrea. So yeah, it is what it is. Scrum down with 5 minutes to play, just outside the SAA side's 22 here. It's Bristol on the attack and looking to really lay down the law here against this SAA side and send them back to South Africa with their heads between their tails, or their tails between their... Don't know. It's just not working out for them. They're going back, very disappointing. 26-11, 4 minutes to play. Trivial question, what 2 words was used the most in the game? Knock on. Penalty. Knock and penalty, Ronnie, as there's another penalty this time from the scrum against Bristol. And this time Goosen kicks it downfield, finds touch 5 meters inside the 22. Jacobus van Staden says, Rassie Willie worry. Werner says, not even school by rugby mistakes, but primary school rugby mistakes. Thrown from JJ Kotze, again overthrown, this time knocked on by Bristol, and Leland Zas have got it. Now Nohamba, flat pass this time out to Notche, now 15 meters out. Here comes Jean-Luc Deprieux, takes it up, and the ball spills out the back. Nohamba picks it up, knock on. Scrum down, Bristol. Oh, no, man. Sad day for the SA side, says Barry. And another scrum coming up now, 3 minutes up from full time, just inside the 22 of Bristol. I don't know, they shouldn't have even showed up for this game. That's how really poor this game has been. If this is the class that's going to the future, I'm really worried. It's been so disappointing, knock-on after knock-on, penalty after penalty, and same boring game plan every single time. We would really have thought that they would have run a little bit more this time round. But again, everything have stayed the same. And having learned from last week's defeat, they probably should have thought that they need to change it up a little bit. Ethan says, like, I don't think a group of players can play this bad. Like they're trying to screw things up constantly. Yeah, it's really disappointing. I mean, from professional players. There's no team cohesion there as that ball spills out the back. And who's going to pick it up? It's going to be a try here to Notche as the ball not controlled by Bristol at the back. And it was picked up by him. And he just placed it down for the try. So conversion going over as well. So 26 points to 18 it is now. 1.5 minutes to go in this game. Nothing special about that. And Ethan says, poor man, can't even celebrate that. Ashamed about it. Yeah, no. Emrein says, Rassie kan nie die dispatch uitlos, maar hy staan ten minste op vir SA Rugby, los die man uit, sy hart is groen. Yeah, that is true as well, Emrein. Lekker Guru, thanks for lekker commentary, says Ronnie. Thanks, Ronnie. As the restart then taken from the SA side with a minute to play in this game. Are they going to run this from their own 22 now? Still working it with the forward, says Jean-Luc Deprieux. Now Nohamba Back it comes to Huasin. Tries to take it up. Nearly kicked that ball. And I think common sense decided not to kick it in the end. Now here they come again on the counter-attack. Now Cornel Hendricks cuts back on the inside, about 5 meters outside of his own 22. The ball spills out the back and picked up by Bristol. But it's again knocked on by Bristol. So scrum down to South Africa. 20 seconds left of this disaster. Then it's all over. Just 20 seconds left and it's all over. Barry says, at least some light from SA. No light this time round. It's dark. It's dark at Ashton Gate. Time is up on the clock. We're just going to have the last scrum of this game as Sanele Nohamba will feed this one in. Ethan says 20 seconds left of this disaster. Thanks for the lovely commentary during this sad game, says Barry. No problem, guys. Still enjoy doing this. I mean, rugby is my life, and I still enjoy it, even if it's as poor as this. Free kick here to Bristol from the scrum. And surely they will just kick this out and celebrate. I'm sure they can't play any longer. They've already got the victory. There they go. Kick into touch. Game is over. And the Bristol Bears have managed to beat the Springboks A again by 26 points to 18. Looks like Callum Sheedy has been rewarded with a man of the match. The 10 fly off from Bristol Bears. Adria van Sail says the plan of the game is to knock it on all day long. My kids luister Cocomelon in die agtergrond en ek dink, yeah, no. And then Barry says, yeah, another terrible game from the SAA side. Guys, so disappointing. But at the end of the day, I hope that they learn something out of this. I mean, I'm just quickly going, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through the team lineup one more time that we've had here and maybe give my assessment. Or at least try giving my assessment of who really tried to step up and play the game or not. So the Tuko Mchunu had a decent game. I would probably give him a 6 out of 10 because, just listen, we can't give them too much because they haven't played well. So for Tuko Mchunu to get a 6 is based on the try that he got and a couple of good ball carries that he had. So, and good scrummaging in the first half. Andre Igufente will get 5 out of 10. He was solid, played well. Line-out throws was solid in that first half, and he didn't do badly. Let's give him credit for that. Thomas du Toit, quiet throughout the game, solid take-ups. I'll give him 6 as well. Jason Jenkins got the yellow card, lucky not to be sent off. Lineouts was solid, scrums was solid. I'll give him a 5. Roan Orkier the same, I'll give him a 5 out of 10. Marco van Staden, quiet. Hardly seen him do too much. Scrum was solid, 5 out of 10. Elrich Lowe, very quiet. Haven't seen much of him. I'll give him 4 out of 10. Jean-Luc Depree was there throughout the game, played well. I'll give him 6 out of 10. Grant Williams, lively around the fringes. Good kicking from him in general. And cleaned out well enough. 6 out of 10. Sasha Gomez Zulu today, I'm going to give 3 out of 10 for his display today. He didn't play too well. Got a couple of kicks not into touch. Overcooked 1 or 2. Had a little knock on here and there. Hardly ever gave the ball out to the rest of the back line. So really poor display from the general at 10. 3 out of 10 for him. Leland Zas hardly seen the ball. 3 out of 10 for the knock on. In that second half, Cornel Hendricks, I'll give 4 out of 10. Henke van Wyk, haven't seen much ball. We'll give him 4 out of 10. Defensively, at least tried. Suleiman Hartzenberg, same 4 out of 10. And then Kiani Lombard had a couple of knock-ons in that first half as well. Did well on certain occasions as well. So give him 4 out of 10. So nobody has gotten more than 6 out of 10 in this game. And the guys that did get it was Tuko Mchunu, Andre, Thomas du Toit, and Jean-Luc Depree and Grant Williams. So, and then on the bench, JJ Kotze, 2 out of 10 for his effort in the lineup. He was really poor. Simpiwe Matanzima was solid. I'll give him 5 out of 10. Mornay Smith, I hardly didn't even see on the field. So, give or take 4 out of 10. Dan de Prier had a couple of good runs. I'll give him 5 out of 10. Sikambuza Noche was maybe the light at the end of the tunnel, and I'll give him 6 out of 10 for his effort in the second half. And then Pepsi Buthelezi, hardly saw him. Sanele Nohamba, didn't see anything from him. Same from Johan Goosen. No more than 4 out of 10 for this effort, with the highest, I think, goes to number 6, and probably the best player in the side today for South Africa, probably between Jean-Luc du Preez and Grant Williams. And having said that, take it very lightly because they weren't great as well. But yeah, enough rambling about this A side. At the end of the day, we did lose by the margins that we did. And it's not a proud day to be a South African fan, or at least on this Thursday, as the final score 26-18 for Bristol. I will see you guys on Saturday for the Springbok test between the Boks and Italy. And then also for the rest of the games, we'll see which ones we can do going after the Springbok game. But thank you guys for tuning in again, and have a pleasant week further. And we'll see you on the weekend. Until then, this is the Rugby Guru. Cheers for now.